Hi mentors, ready to check out top examples to guide your feedback? Let's get started. In this submission, Erin is mentoring Alexandra on her octopus-inspired mechanical theater. Erin starts by introducing herself and asking an opening question to get Alexandra thinking more about her design plan. As she builds and tests, Erin continues providing reference images and asking guiding questions. They interact several times back and forth and eventually create a redesign together. At this point, Erin records a final video. And moves her to the reflect stage. Now, Alexandra can answer the final questions and feature her project in the inspiration gallery. One last important message that Erin sends is a review of what they learned together and a final question for her to think about. In this next submission, Jamie is mentoring Sydney on her air-powered spinning machine design. She also starts with an introduction, this time in a video. And asks some opening questions as well. One important thing to notice here is how Jamie does a great job of writing short and concise messages, and then also pairing them with reference images to inspire Sydney's design. This wind turbine image will help Sydney think about thrust, and the wind pinwheel provides a reference to make the concept more relevant and easier to grasp. Speaking of creativity, in this next submission, Christian does a great job of helping Dee Chang create multiple, unique versions of her design. Students will often watch the instructional video in the guide section and create an exact copy of this design. But one of your objectives is to encourage them to be creative and think about the many different ways they can achieve the challenge goal. Here, Dee Chang builds a simple spoon bird beak design. Christian provides feedback and encourages her to explore further a different type of design, a fulcrum-based bird beak design. Dee Chang is then inspired to create this new version and eventually is successful in achieving the challenge goal. To finish their project, Christian records a final video and reviews what they learned together. In order to best connect you with your mentee and truly build together, we encourage you to create your own sketches and prototypes of the design to share with them. In this submission, Joseph is building a cam mechanism, but he had trouble moving the individual parts in unison. His mentor, Sally, makes a drawing of the cam mechanism and also records a video using this drawing to show Joseph how each of the parts connect and can move together as a whole. She also adds a GIF image to show the movement of the cam mechanism. Using her advice, Joseph and his team members are able to successfully achieve the challenge goal. In this other example, Dylan has built an air-powered spinning machine, but is having trouble creating enough thrust to make it spin. His mentor Jonathan builds a few different nozzles to show Dylan how he might solve this leaking air issue. Creating your own versions of the design is a very powerful way to engage your mentee and connect them together to solve the challenge goal. One last important part of your role as a mentor is to share your thought process and the steps you go through in order to solve complex problems. Here, Jamie does a great job of explaining what questions she asks herself when facing a problem. In this other example, Jamie provides Sydney with the steps to solve a problem diagram. This explains the thought process that she goes through as a scientist every day to help her answer questions in her research. In summary, High-quality feedback involves introducing yourself in the first comment, using reference images to provide context for the design, writing concise, to-the-point messages, providing suggestions that guide your mentee toward potential solutions, encouraging creative designs that go beyond the instructional video, making your own drawings and prototypes of the design, explaining your thought process as a scientist and engineer, and summarizing what was learned and asking additional questions at the end of the project. Thanks for watching. Now it's your turn to practice giving feedback on the 3 example posts below.